Would you get married if I passed away?
I told you I'm never get married again. I would tell you that. I'm done. That's it.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna quit. Yo.
No, I'm good.
When you
Don't
say it. If you else gonna say it, don't say it. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. You're right. I'm not gonna say
good.
it. Hey, everybody, this is the coach.
And I'm the beacon. And this is the Point Blank Perspectives Podcast.
All right, let me sit up on this one. What camera? I'm this camera? Okay. Everybody, we got a special guest.
A special guest.
Is this maybe our first guest?
First guest.
This is someone that I know dearly. Someone that I love a lot.
Only a lot, huh?
Yeah, I love a lot. Our special guest is my wife, Mrs. Rice. Mrs. Rice, what can we call you? Mrs. Rice, Angela? What do you like to be called?
Angela. No.
Angela. What would you like to be called? Okay. We like to make everybody comfortable. But we want to thank you for coming on.
Of course.
And so I have something that we would like to talk about.
Okay.
Or you say unpack. And I have my paper.
Cheat sheet.
I got a paper for this one, so I can remember this one.
Because your memory.
So the question that I am posing, I'm going to read this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What do married people wish single people understood?
Mm-hmm.
And what do single people wish married people would stop saying? Okay. That is something that we can talk about because, as we know, I am married and the Beacon is single. And we're showing everybody that who I'm married to.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, keep you in line today.
I don't think so, but
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But we'll when we cross that bridge. So when I say that, what do y'all think about when I made that question?
Well,
we'll see you first.
I mean, I can speak now. I mean, as far as on the married perspective, as far as what some single people may misunderstand about marriage. And just talking to some young women, or maybe not even so much younger women, or women older or seasoned who probably were married before, now single, you know, they think that marriage is hard. Marriage can be hard, but it depends on how you define hard, because everybody's heart is different. Everybody level of expectations is different, where you may tolerate something more than others.
Okay.
Or it may not be as deep as others. I can go to an example as far as for me personally.
Okay, go ahead.
Like you.
Yeah. Oh, story time. Okay, we got it.
I don't mean story time, but
No, I always got a story. Go ahead.
When it go
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
My bad, I threw you off.
Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. I'm just trying to be
blunt as you want to be.
No, I'm not gonna be blunt. For this time around, because you're my second. Let me just say this. I've had 2 weddings, 1 marriage. You were my marriage.
Okay.
Okay. Then that first wedding, that was a whole hot mess, and I did it for the wrong reason, because I didn't want to be defined as a baby mama. However, and I was out because he had an affair. That's done for me. You do that, I'm out.
Okay.
That part is hard, but for some people, their definition of hard is oh my God, he didn't buy me something materialistic. Because they may have been used to that, getting that from their parents or their grandparents, and maybe other significant others they may have had, not necessarily a husband, but maybe from a boyfriend who spent a lot of money on them because that's how they showed their love. And that's what they thought maybe that's what love looks like to them.
Right.
Because that could have been their love language.
Well, I'm a person that don't have a lot of money, so.
Well, I know you broke.
Yeah, so.
I didn't marry you for that, dude.
That's what I'm talking about. That's
but
what
we're
I'm
not broke. But anywho.
Cool, but keep the money in the family. Don't fall for that.
But seriously though, so everybody's definition of marriage is hard. Do you have to work at it every day? Yes, because you have to be intentional of loving that person every day and remember why you said those vows.
Okay, so.
Because people have, I'm sorry not to cut you off, let me just finish up. People have weddings, they think about the wedding day, but they don't think about the marriage. And I think that's why people think marriage is hard, because they don't think beyond the wedding.
Okay. So what about you, Beacon? When I pose that question, what do you think?
I forgot the question.
Okay, what do married people wish single people understood? And what do single people wish married people would stop saying? So when you hear that, what does that excuse me, what does that resonate with you?
Yeah, so obviously I'm answering from the single side of it. So
Okay.
And I think I talked about this on a couple episodes ago. So for me, I wish that married people wouldn't feel the need to make single people feel like they're missing out of marriage, because some people are perfectly fine being single.
Okay.
And I think that there's a narrative or a feeling where just because somebody's single that, oh, you're going to hate being alone, or, oh, you're going to hate being by yourself all the time, or you're going to get lonely, or somebody needs to take care of you when you get older. And it's like, I'm not going to marry somebody just out of fear of those things. Like if I'm going to marry somebody, I'm going to marry somebody because I want to marry them.
Right.
But when you talk to married people, and rightfully so, because obviously if you see the benefits in marriage and you enjoy your marriage, then obviously you would want that for like your friends or whatever. So I get why it comes up, but it is one of those things where when you're single and you're comfortable being single, you like, yo, just stop. Like, just stop.
But besides being comfortable, it's also about being happy.
Correct.
And single, because you can be miserable and married.
Correct.
You can be lonely and married.
Correct.
You can be alone and married.
Correct.
So it can go both ways. And I hear exactly what you said. I understand what you're saying, because that is, I'm for sure that frustrates you when you hear that, because people assume because you're single you're missing out. No, because sometimes as married people we're missing out, because especially if we have a family or we have young children, there's certain things that we just cannot do. If we're committed to that relationship. So the flip side and the positive side of being single is that you could just get up and go and do what you want to do. You know what I mean?
I really enjoy my freedom. So.
Exactly. And it's sad because some people who are married still have that single type of attitude.
Right.
And that can cause a strain in a marriage. And people don't want to talk about that even in counseling. Marriage, premarital counseling. Those are certain things you have to talk about, because it does happen. Sadly, it does happen.
Right. So would it? So if I'm going to answer the question, which I gotta get my paper again, so I got to read it. What do married people wish single people understood? Okay. So when I read that, and when I was thinking about that, the first thing I thought about is you finding the right person. 'Cause that's big. And I believe that when you're trying to find the right person, it may be something where that person that's single may be like, well, you know what, this person don't fit these boxes, these checks I got for me to move on that next step. Whereas married people, we're looking and saying, dag, you know what? That person may not meet all your boxes right away. You might, and a lot of people hateful when I say this. When you're married, you have to actually train that person what you like.
Well, we had that discussion one time in class, and you were offended when you said that.
And you have to, because so I was having a conversation, and the young lady was, well, I don't like when you use the word train. Okay, find a person, whatever it is. And I said, the reason why I use train is because, so I say you work in corporate, and she'd be like, yeah. I said, but when the boss sit there and say to you, you need to go to this training and get this promotion, you have no problem with that. You feel as though that's an upgrade to upgrade my life. Well, if I find the right person and I train you, teach, whatever you want to use, I'm upgrading my life for this marriage. And a lot of people,
people are offended by words. People are offended by words.
But finding that right person is the first thing. Us married people we try to let the single person understand. You're going to, if that person, if you got 10 boxes and the person meet 6 of them, that may be the person for you.
Well, it depends on the 6.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it depends.
Okay.
Because your 6 may not be his 6.
Yeah, that is true.
Or her 6.
Right, that is true.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. That's why you got to tread lightly when you say that.
So as I was thinking about it, I'm going to ask you, Angie, is marriage hard? Because that's another thing a lot of single people say, man, marriage is, man, that looks hard. I ain't got time for all that. Yeah, marriage is hard. Being married, and this is what I tell someone, being married, when it's going easy, yeah, that ain't marriage. It's when those tough times come, and we got to have those tough conversations.
Correct.
That's marriage.
You want me to answer the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Forgive me.
Is it hard for me? No. For us, no, because when we communicate, and we communicate with love. Let me just say that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't raise our voices.
Mm-hmm.
We intentionally come down on Saturday mornings early to have a cup of coffee in the kitchen, and we talk about our week.
Mm-hmm.
To see, do we hurt your feelings or whatever, and we talk it out respectfully. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we agree to disagree, and we say, okay, get over yourself. And we no, seriously, but we do though, Beacon. Sometimes we don't agree because although we were raised differently, and although we were raised in, single parent homes with our mothers, we still was raised differently. So some of his views different from my views, based on how we were raised and things like that. But I could just say for me and Fred, being married to Fred is hard. No, it's not. Does he get on my nerves? Absolutely. But I love him more than he gets on my nerves. And there's something he gets on my nerves about minuscule stuff. And I did. Yeah, that OCD man. Woo! But it's to the point where I'm good with it because I'll just sit there and put my feet up so he can mop and do all his, do his things, But he's got better with my cup. He don't move my cup like he used to. But that's one of the things I love about him. When I tell people about that, they're like, "Your husband clean?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, but it's where okay. Thank you very much for my accolades.
What
I love you too. But Beacon, so as far as what's the hard part you may think as far as people being married
or an assumption
saying to you that you feel like, man, that's hard. I ain't got time for that. If you can remember.
I don't know if I necessarily have anything in particular that I've ever heard somebody say that's hard.
Okay.
I think the hardest thing I've ever heard from a married person is them dealing with something that I viewed as like a hard situation to overcome, but working it out for the sake of the marriage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's probably been the hardest thing. But in reality, well, I ain't gonna say in reality, but from my perspective, those things that those people were dealing with in those situations, probably shouldn't have been dealing with them in the first place. But it's just the thing of when you're married. So like when you're single, somebody do something wrong, y'all can go ahead and part ways and that's it.
Okay.
When you married, it's like now y'all got assets tied up together, y'all took the vows before God. Like it's all these other elements that are involved that you have to consider. You might even have kids. So it's all these different things. So it's not as easy as just saying, you pissed me off, I'm out. Right. For some people, it might be in certain situations, might be. But when you really value marriage to that certain level, most of the time you try to work it out. And so I'm just saying that I've heard certain situations where people stayed to work things out. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I could
do that. Right.
But I'm just saying that's what I've seen. But there's nothing that I've heard where I felt like, oh, because you said you went through this, I couldn't be married.
It deter you.
I've never heard that.
Oh, okay.
Some married couples be like, oh, I can't do that.
Right.
Right.
Oh, you,
Right.
No, it's just, it's a hard stop.
Right.
It's certain marriages, certain people.
I've heard married people, I have even said it. There's no way in the world I could be single living in these days of time. There's no way.
Why you say that?
Because before I go on a date, I see that a lot of females have a checklist. I'm not with checklists.
Sitting there from social media.
Well, this is only where
yes.
This is where I see it at. I
That's the first mistake.
But that's not a reality.
That's the first mistake. Everybody's living a lie on social media.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's living a lie on social media. Most of the people that's doing that, like they either miserable or they probably already got husbands. No, I'm serious.
No, seriously.
I'm serious. Like it'd be a lot of married women like giving single advice.
Yeah.
It's like you already married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
right.
you gotta you can't take you can't take social media
right.
Yeah.
And it had me thinking when we're talking about social media. And we talk about, I think one of y'all brought it up as far as communication.
Mm-hmm.
That's big when we try to talking about what we're talking about. We as a married person, I try to tell single person when they say, "Man, I can't find. It's hard for me to find the right person." Or the next thing was, "Man, marriage, it seemed like it's hard." I say, because you don't know how to communicate. That's a big thing, communication.
Yeah, but sometimes that comes from their product of their environment. Or their, how they were raised, part of their environment. If they even growing up, did they even see what a healthy marriage looked like? That's a huge, huge factor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
No,
I was going to say, and just because you're willing to communicate doesn't mean you're a good communicator.
Correct.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Because your
form of communication is great. Technically, it's horrible.
Right. That's true.
And clear. Right. Your tone is off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're yelling. I'm still communicating, exactly. But you're yelling, and I'm not listening.
Exactly.
Right.
You start yelling, people shut down.
Right.
So it's healthy communication.
Yep.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, it depends on how you was exposed, growing up. I kind of sort of grew up seeing healthy marriages as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm an adult now, was it healthy marriage? Absolutely it wasn't. It was a facade. It wasn't healthy marriage.
Well, I've seen we all know I've seen healthy marriages.
Mm-hmm.
Us three and the producer, we know of one healthy marriage that we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my Aunt B and Uncle Lester.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very healthy from what I've seen. And I from what
I agree.
What you seen and what you seen, it was a healthy marriage.
Listen, it was plenty of time that I was over. B,
right.
And she can give me some true spiritual advice as far as a married woman.
Right.
So, and that's what you have to, if you want your marriage to work, you have to wrap yourself around And especially if you're a godly woman, not a church-going woman, a godly woman.
Is this a difference?
It's absolutely. You can go to church all day, doesn't mean that you're a godly person. Doesn't mean that you're a holy person. Absolutely not.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say I say I'm a godly person.
Mm-hmm. Not high and mighty, but godly.
Godly, but I go to bedside. Let's just say I go to bedside Baptist church.
That doesn't make you less than a Christian.
Oh, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the relationship is about having it with God.
Right.
Not with man.
You
can have church anywhere. You can have it on your porch, on your deck. Hey, we have a church down here if we choose to.
Preach.
A church is a building where you go to fellowship.
Okay. I'm just saying.
You want to talk about it.
No.
But
For when we are judged, we are chasing after the Lord.
Hallelujah. Glory. But seriously, you gotta. If you're walking with the Lord, you should surround yourself first with godly couples, but be able to talk to other godly women who can help you when you're going through those tough times.
Okay.
Going to Aunt B, and not because of hard times, but just learning how to navigate marriage. She gets really good advice.
Okay.
And you have to, and that doesn't mean you neglect your single friends. You don't do that because you need them too. But should you go to them for marriage advice? Absolutely not. And on top of that, you don't, and that's for your male and female friends. For you with your male friends, single friends, and for me with my single female friends, you don't talk about your spouse to other single people because they're going to start looking and eyeing. So you got to be careful when you do that as well.
Right.
So,
got you. You want to say? Okay. So, and as we're going, going down a list and we start to think, not only you tell, I'm talking to a single person, find the right person. Not only am I telling them marriage is good, but it's hard. Not only am I telling you, find the right person. Marriage is good when it's hard. Communicate. But this is one of the big things I tell single people. It's a team. You are a team when you become married.
So when you're telling a single person, are you saying a single person who's in a relationship looking for marriage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify because you tell a single person they don't want to get married.
Right. Well,
I'm just saying.
When I run into a person,
the beacon, he doesn't want to get married. I'm not going to keep preaching to the choir, and it's not for him.
I won't say he don't want to get married. And then you know what? I'm not even going to speak for him.
I was going to say right here.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to ask you since.
No, we want to talk about being a team player.
Okay.
And you should be on a team.
Okay, go ahead.
And you should say that to a couple who's looking to marry.
Okay.
Like I had recently, one of my sources got married, and I was telling her about things like that. You got to be each other's cheerleader.
Right.
Good times, bad times, and any time in between. Even you don't like your spouse at that time. People should not know that. You still should always be your spouse's cheerleader.
Got you. Okay.
Always. Because at the end of the day, it's still y'all too.
Right.
Next to kids, this the family, this y'all too.
Right.
But you definitely have to always be somebody's, definitely be your mate's cheerleader. And you have to continue to love your spouse, which is in addition to being their cheerleader.
Okay.
You should always love your spouse.
Would you like to say?
Always.
Yes.
No, I mean, seriously.
I got you.
You don't have to like your spouse. You should always love your spouse.
Right.
I'm just saying.
And we hear you.
I'm just saying.
We definitely hear you.
I'm just saying.
But okay, yeah, right.
I mean, you always love me.
Right.
That's not what I'm trying to doubt.
Right.
We don't like each other some, but we love each other.
Would you?
What are you gonna say? What is this?
Because I was nothing. You didn't mess up. Everything was fine.
Yeah, no, you fine.
You are a guest. You are doing fine. You're doing
I'm returning guest, really.
This is true.
Yeah, that is true.
She was on the episode before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you want to say, would you like to respond to being a team?
No, but what I will say is...
He was honest.
Because I don't need to respond to that because I'm not a team.
Okay, got you.
I'm the I. There's no I in team.
That's right.
So right now,
all right, so let me ask you this question then. Knowing whatever your position is as far as marriage, knowing what your position is as far as what you're tired of hearing married people may say to you, how often they say it to you, what is your response to as far as a team? If I say to you, yeah, man, being married is a team, you would say and respond.
I agree with you.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay.
But I'm saying that I was going to respond from the side of being single and having married friends.
Okay.
Because there's a certain level of responsibility that comes with it. So if you're a good friend as a single friend, you don't invite your married friends to certain situations.
Correct.
Like what?
You don't put them in... we ain't doing all that.
Okay.
Strip club.
I was about to say, we ain't doing all that.
DR?
We ain't doing all that.
Okay, we go do it.
All I'm saying is...
Right.
Brothel.
There's certain situations that you don't put your married friends in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if they end up in them situations, that's their choice.
Right.
You're not about to, make it seem like I'd put you in that situation because I'm one of them people where even though I'm not married, I respect marriage. Like I have a high respect for it. So when I see, I had to look at the producer. Producer be getting heated, boy. So like, where did I leave off? Oh yes, I love and I respect marriage. But there's a responsibility, right? So as somebody's friend, I'm going to make sure, certain things I ain't even going to tell. I'm not even going to tell you that's what I'm about to do because I don't even want you to be enticed by it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be responsible with making sure that your friend doesn't get distracted. You know what I'm saying? And not putting distractions in front of them. Right. So that's the one thing I wanted to say about being that single friend because that's important.
So I'm, married. So say a married friend finds out you're going on a trip, wherever it may be, and they go, what is your responsibility, if any, as the single person?
Did I invite them on a trip?
No.
So they ain't got
nothing to do with me.
Okay.
They ain't got nothing to do with me. I can't stop somebody from going where they want to go. Like I can't control that.
If you see the person get ready to do something.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope, I'm not getting involved in that.
You don't say nothing. You just let them.
I didn't even invite you.
Got you.
Yeah, I didn't even invite you. So at that point, you made your choice already.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
nothing to do with me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you get back, you go look at them. You're going to have the conversation with them?
I don't know. I really don't know. I've never been in that situation. But I'm just saying, you grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not 18. I'm not friends with a 17 or 18-year-old and, they young. Like, at this point, anybody I'm with, you old. You know better. So whatever choice you made that choice fully knowing what you was doing.
Yeah, you already knew that.
Yeah.
You already knew this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, so it's nothing for us to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, if I see that, I probably would fall back from that situation because I don't even know if I necessarily want to be around somebody who's doing that.
Gotcha.
Because my thing is this. People talk all the time about, oh, you single. But it's like, I'm single because I know I'm not ready for marriage. Gotcha. Now, at the point that you choose to get married and then you decide to do something outside of your marriage, what did you get married for? What's the point?
Right.
Like, to me, you proved my point. You should have stayed single like me. Ain't nobody tell you it's stupid to get married.
Right, he wasn't ready for marriage.
I turn around, yo, what you about to do this weekend? Be single.
What you get what I said. People are married still trying to live that single life. Exactly.
Yeah, we ain't doing that. Don't be married. You should have stayed single.
Exactly. Right.
So you may not be able to answer this, but you can answer this. You should never stop loving your spouse. Why?
What you mean?
Why?
You should never stop loving. What do you mean? I don't.
Some people stop loving their spouse. But why though? Because context matters.
Yeah, why?
So some people stop loving their spouse because their spouse did them wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people stop loving their spouse because they found somebody who they feel treats them better. Maybe they got married, like she said earlier, for the wrong reasons.
For the wrong reason. Because I've known people who married, they didn't marry for love. They married for
Financial
wealth. Yeah, financial reason, status, or shotgun, or...
Okay. For the younger people that may be looking at this, what is a shotgun marriage? Because it's been a while since you hear that word.
They ended up pregnant.
Okay, that's a shotgun.
Yeah, that's what they called it back, a shotgun marriage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really a gun, but yeah.
The pressure make the
pressure they received. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to have child in wedlock or whatever, you know. And that was like, again, some of what I did in my first wedding.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a shotgun. It was how I thought people perceived me at the time, because I was worried about how people would judge me.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like did a shotgun wedding on my own because of what I thought people thought of me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there was no love there. Was never love there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only love that came out of it was Michael and Obi. But as far as any love, absolutely, there wasn't.
Gotcha.
It absolutely was not.
Gotcha. It wasn't until you met
Big Daddy.
Back to the Big Daddy. You said the love was
my stallion.
That's right. The love was big. You know what I mean? So let me this my camera point.
Oh Lord.
When you call Big Daddy, you know it's love. Okay, go ahead.
Because everybody should be calling you Big Daddy but me.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
So who on camera was you looking to say that to?
I'm talking to the husband.
Who?
The husband.
What husband?
The husbands that wife
No.
Big Daddy.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
back to our regulars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so as there.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah. When I thought about that
Come on
question,
now. Get your thoughts together, Pookie.
But yeah, I got you. When I thought about stop loving your spouse, I thought about that, where you can sit up there and I like you, I don't like you, but I still love you, and I am still in love with you.
Correct. There's a difference in love and loving you.
Right. It's a difference.
Love is because love is it could be an action word, it could be a noun, it could be
right.
I'm doing something for you because I love you, because that's an action.
Right.
You know, how I always make sure that you're eating. You know, I don't get that sometimes. So even though I don't question your love, like, did you bring me anything back? Oh no, what?
That's crazy.
I know God's still working on you.
I did bring you something back. My love.
No.
That's what
not when my stomach is growling.
You get
no.
No.
That's something.
It's cool.
Which is part of why marriage is hard, when you have a selfish spouse every now and again. Every now and again, you know. But that's when you gotta weigh, you know, your 80 versus 20. Yeah, that's my 20, you know, with him, you know. But
and that's
the
why
80% is really, really good.
And that's why the team.
Mm-hmm.
It's a team effort.
Okay.
So Beacon, listen to what listen. It's
you're right. Because you got to care for me in the next couple of weeks. So you're right.
You got to find the right person.
Mm-hmm.
Marriage is hard.
It's hard.
And so when I thought about that, I would tell people, being married is not when everything is going good, because that is fine. Being married is when things are tough, and we just got finished talking about that. When
you got to be a caregiver for them.
Right, and we got to sit down and have these conversations that, you know, I really don't want to have with you, but we need to have it anyway. So a guy said to me, well, Fred, how do you and your wife handle it? And I told him, you and same thing you were just saying, and we talked about this. We come down on Saturday morning, and we sit down and we had these conversations, but I may start it off. How did I mess up this week? And as she's talking, I can't say nothing. I have to be quiet and listen to what she's saying. And once she said, I'll say, okay, now she gives me the opportunity to respond. And then I'll say, well, the reason I did this is because of this reason. The reason I acted this way on this situation is because this. Because you know what I always say? We need to be good because there's only one goal.
Here you go.
There's one goal I need to get to.
Here you go.
And that is the end goal. That's what I'm looking for. No, but not that's
He's talking about the booty, yo. That's what
exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But in addition to that,
Mm-hmm.
besides having those conversations, people don't think when they do those vows in sickness and in health and rich, because people think that they may not ever get sick.
Right.
And you got to care for them. You may have to wipe their behind, or you got to make a decision while they're in the hospital because they're incapacitated.
Right.
People do not think beyond the wedding day, which is why sometimes people say, marriage is hard. Marriage can also be hard, too, if you allow your in-laws to be involved in your marriage.
Right.
They need to mind their business.
That is true. That's a total different situation.
No, but that's part of when marriage can be hard.
Right.
Because you let the outside noise come into your home. Down on Midway Avenue, it ain't happening.
Right.
And the producer can contest to that as well. But that can even also be living a single life. Can't nobody tell the beacon what to do in his own home?
Okay, so let's respond to that.
So one of the things I was thinking about when y'all was talking is, because y'all were talking about the importance of communication, but at the same time of being single, communication is equally important when you're single too. Because here's the thing, when you're single, if you're not clear about what the situation is when you meet somebody, it can get bad. Right. So it's always important for me, to be clear about, listen, I'm not looking for nothing serious right now, so if that's what you're looking for, I'm not your person. You know what I'm saying? So as much as it's important when you're married, it's also important when you're single, because the last thing that you want is for somebody to feel like you led them down this emotional journey, or that they thought that you were headed down this path and you never had any intentions at all of going there.
Right.
So when you communicate that up front, now you give that person the opportunity to decide what they want to do. Because if they say, all right, I understand that, and that's fine for me because I'm not looking for nothing serious either. All right, cool. Now we good.
And is that what you would tell someone? If I'm married and I'm coming at you about marriage and I say, oh yeah, man, single, that you would tell me that.
If you married and you're coming to talk to me, I don't understand why you're coming to talk to me.
As far as I'm talking about, loving your spouse. Yeah, I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't be coming to talk to me. You shouldn't be coming to talk to me.
And if I'm like, wait, hold on.
Speaking from the single perspective of, because y'all were talking about the importance of communication in a marriage, and I'm telling you that as a single person, it's equally important, communication.
Right.
Because you need to make sure that the person that you're dealing with understands where you are with things.
Right.
Because everybody who's single doesn't necessarily want to stay single. Right. Like I'm in a space in my life right now where I'm single and I don't mind being single. I'm not looking to go beyond being single right now. There's some people where they are single today, but they don't want to be single forever. They don't want to be single for a long time. So they meet you and they hope that it leads to something else. And that's why you have to be clear to say, if you know for a fact you ain't looking for something, you got to say that up front, because then that gives that person the opportunity. Now, if they deal with you and then something happens after that, then y'all deal with that when you get there. But at least you told them up front. Because what I've noticed is when you have a person that's single that gets involved with somebody and there was no conversation, they catch feelings, now they feel like they were misled. Whereas even if they catch feelings and they get upset about catching feelings, they already knew that you weren't looking for something. So it's like they kind of got to dial back, and instead of being really mad at you, they kind of got to dial back and be like, well, Dad, he did tell me. So,
right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like in terms of the communication piece, it's equally as important when you're single as it is when you're married.
Right. And so, like as we're going down this road and I'm thinking about it, one thing that's important as far as marriage, and it can also from one that's single.
Right.
But back, dating. For us married people, date night, going on dates. And that's important for you too, to go when you go on dates. Would you like to be
It doesn't have to be important to him because if he's going out on a date, I mean, there may be an outcome, there may not be an outcome.
Right. But
it's not.
But going on a date, you may find that person. And
not necessarily. Sometimes you just want to have company. Doesn't mean it's that person.
Would we say, I want company for the end game?
Maybe not. Sometimes you just want to have adult conversation. You just want to have a good dinner with a great friend. It doesn't mean that it's going to be an out.
Why you looking like that?
Wait a minute.
Speaking, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Sometimes you just want to have a great adult conversation at a good vibe at a nice restaurant. It doesn't mean that necessarily want to have an end game. Not necessarily.
Okay, yeah.
Because sometimes you treasure the friendship more than anything else.
Yeah.
Something you can be really good, seriously, really good friends.
Right.
Okay.
And you like going out with that person because it's cool like that.
So, let me ask, I've heard this. I don't believe it, but this is what I heard.
Help him, Lord.
As a man or as a woman, I'm going to ask you this first.
I thought you were going to ask me.
No.
You see how he flip-flop?
No. I want to ask the single man first.
That's the coach, so we got.
I want to ask the single man first.
Okay.
Can you have a female friend and don't want to sleep with them?
I don't know. I want to say yes.
Okay.
I want to say yes. But the thing I struggle with is, in all reality, like if I'm really being honest with myself in this question.
You can be honest or don't be honest.
Is there a scenario where even if initially I didn't want to sleep with that person, could there be a scenario where that changes? So like, for example, I look at a person and I say, you know what, we cool, we buddy, I ain't thinking about doing nothing with you. But then all of a sudden we hang around each other enough and then we start vibing and it's like, oh snap, like something ends up happening. Or we don't look at each other like that, but then we have drinks and then all of a sudden one thing leads to another and this and that. So I'm just saying, I want to say yes, because I do have friends that I've never.
So the answer would be yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the answer would be
but
yes.
I'm just saying, if you're trying to be responsible though, that's where I'm.
But if the time comes,
that's where I'm that's where I'm drawing the line because I'm like, I don't know, like.
Okay.
But the answer is yes. It is possible.
Okay. All right. What about you?
What? Can you have? Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Because you have friends of the opposite sex, and I do. Is there any?
No.
No, because if you're strong in your marriage and you and you're not insecure, no, I don't see it being a problem. I really don't see it being a problem. I don't.
I need to bring this up, and I need to ask this question.
To whom?
I know what your answer is. I don't know your answer.
What's my answer?
No.
All right.
Your answer is no.
Let's see if her answer is no.
Do you believe in work husband and work wife?
Hell no.
There we go. I knew your answer.
It's brother and sister.
What about for a single person?
I mean, if that's what somebody want to do, that's not what I ain't into all that.
Okay.
Like we either friends or we not friends. I ain't be your work husband. Because I'm single. I don't even want to be your work husband or wife.
Well, I hope not.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be your work husband. None of that. I'm single. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm single on the clock. I'm single off the clock.
Okay, now when you was in corporate, did you see it? Because I didn't work in corporate.
No, I never know. I'm single all the time.
Okay.
No.
All right, listen, I got it.
I mean, people do that though.
Right.
That's just not my thing.
Okay. So
But honestly though, professionally, that should not be said in corporate. Because that's the sexual harassment case. Seriously, it is.
Oh.
Gotta be very careful, very thin line with that. Seriously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Whether the person's married or not, absolutely.
So I'm glad. Two things.
Yeah, stay in the truck, babe. Stay in the truck.
Yeah. One, I'm glad I'm not in corporate. And two, I'm glad.
No, it can happen in trucking now.
What?
It can happen in trucking. It can happen wherever, but it mainly happens in corporate. Yes, it does.
Okay.
Oh. You know. We saw what happened at that concert with the head of the CEO, HR person, hugging it out, thugging it out on camera. They want to duck and hide. Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I did see that. Ooh, yeah.
You want to play victim. Yeah, no, sis. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, you was already separated. No.
We got it. So I want to go back to the date night thing. As a married person, you should always do date night.
Or date day.
Or date day. And when I say date, doesn't mean we have to spend a whole lot of money.
No.
It means some dates, me and my wife, me and Angie here, we're going to the supermarket.
Mm.
It's
literally.
Right, we're going to the supermarket. This is a date. You know why it's a date? Because I say you want to go to McDonald's or Burger King.
I don't go to McDonald's and Burger King. That's your son. I want Wawa.
Okay, we go.
I want my coffee.
We go to Wawa.
McDonald's.
I have just spent some money. We on a date. And we just keep it moving.
$5 whole dollars.
Yeah, but we're on a date.
No, seriously, though. You have a good time.
On a date, it's these days of time, it's the monetary, how much money. But a date is actually
spending time together.
Two people getting to know each other, spending time together. That's a date. So that's just, I had to speak my piece on the dating part.
Oh,
that's all. So
we're going on a date tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Celebrate. Yeah.
Yes. So, is there any last words? Well, let me do my final perspective. Okay, my final perspective is when you're talking about marriage, and you're going to bring it towards a person that's single, you have to be really careful, and you have to know who's in front of you. You have to understand if you're trying to let this person know, you know what, marriage is good, this and this, and these are the points that you're trying to say. You have to also recognize it may not be for that person. So that's my final perspective. We usually do two perspectives, but on this special guest, we're going to let her do her perspective, and we will let her go last.
Oh, I wanted to go now.
Oh, go now. Go now. Go
I mean, my final perspective is that, to continue what you're saying, knowing your audience, if you know the person is single and they're happily single, leave them alone. Don't talk about marriage unless they're asking you. Mind your business. If they're interested, then yes, have the conversation, but still tread lightly, because they may just want to inquire, because maybe they are seeing somebody. But don't beat them over the head about they should be married, they should be by themselves. Because if they're happily single, intentionally happily single, leave them alone. The most you can do is you can pray for them or whatever, but if they're happy, leave them alone. Now, they shouldn't get married when they're 85 years old, but, you know.
No, that you find love, you find
Yeah, you find love. And if they do find love, it still doesn't mean they want to get married.
Okay.
If the person that they're with is single and they're single and they want to live together, although I know what the Bible says, but if they're happy the way they are, leave them alone. It's the same way how when people first get married, oh, when you want to have a baby? Sometimes you want to enjoy the marriage, but you won't think about no raggedy kids. So it's the same type of pressure that married couples get married. Oh, we're going to have a baby. I don't want to have a baby. I don't want to have any kids. So it's the same thing like when somebody is single. Don't pressure them into marriage.
Got you.
That's my final perspective.
Well, I think my final perspective is going to be back around the communication piece. If you are single, make sure that you are clear in your communication, be effective in your communication. Let people know where you are and where you're trying to go. If you're unclear about where you're trying to go and what you want to do, be clear about that. But the communication piece is key, because I can say from experience, like, I haven't had any like drama. Like, I ain't never had nobody cause me no issues or harm or nothing like that. I've had unfortunate situations where, feelings were caught and then it ended up having to end where it did. But it's always been a peaceful thing. So for me, for single folks, if you happy and you single, stay single. Like, don't let nobody pressure you into feeling like you need to be married or like you need to be even considering marriage. Because if it's not for you, or if you don't think you need it, or if you don't think that that's where you are, then don't allow people to pressure you with that, because that's not what you want when it comes to getting married. So that's my final perspective.
On that note, this is the coach.
And I'm the Beacon.
And this is Mrs. Rice.
And this is the Point Blank Perspectives Podcast.
Peace.